Human rights lawyer, Justice Uhuegbu, is in the studio to discuss this. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning.
Now, divergent reactions had trailed the rearrest of Nnamdi Kanu. And one of the major or the loudest voices from this reaction, I would not like to mention him, but the reaction we're getting is that the government must ensure that they respect his human rights. Now, for you, what would be, what kind of picture would that take if we are saying that government should respect Nnamdi Kanu's human rights with regards to this case? A lot of people are saying government should tread carefully, ensure that justice is done and seen to be done, and this case handled as it should be.
Well, the truth is that the matter is already in court, in as much as
the whole thing started like a child's play, the way the whole thing happened and all the rest. And you will agree with me that there have been a lot of controversies on the mode or how he was arrested, because formerly Nigerians were made to understand that he was arrested in London, extradited from London, but the British government has come out to deny that and all the rest. But the issue of where he was arrested and is still not clear up to now, because there are a lot of stories flying on the media and the federal government has not come out to say anything. I think that the best person to give a clue of what actually happened would be Nnamdi Kanu himself.
Absolutely.
Yes,
that's where he's arrested is not the issue
that's
here.
The thing. Yeah. No, but because we are looking at legality and illegality of things, because we're talking about human rights.
Right. Okay.
Because once you're talking about arrest, there are certain procedures and processes that should be taken in order not to trample on the person's human rights.
Absolutely.
Now, yes. Like now that the issue is here and he's charged to court, I think the federal government was also careful, because immediately this thing happened, they had no other alternative than to take him to court so that he wouldn't raise so much issues, dust and all the rest. But like people had advised, like the social cultural group, the Uhuegbu and all the rest, the federal government also had to tread with carefulness. Like I said yesterday in one of my interviews, we need to be careful at this stage. But everybody is calling to the fact that the government must, as a matter of urgency, make sure that he is given a fair trial and fair hearing. And secondly, for me, I will also advise that his matter should be given as a related hearing.
Why?
Yes, because it is a matter of peculiarity and urgency. You know, this is somebody or people that have been in the matter in detention for some time until he was. Remember, he was granted bail on health grounds.
Basis, yes.
Which is one of the special circumstances provided by law. So when you now begin to delay the matter and all the rest, some people had made reference to some other matters that are lingering in courts when the person is being incarcerated in prison and all that. So that is where the human rights comes in now. So that is why the federal government must be very, very careful. And like somebody said, and like the media said, there are other things you should do in order not to raise unnecessary dust.
Like what?
Yes, because like you see, so what Uhuegbu said, that he has followers and all the rest. You understand?
And we've seen the agitations in that region, the south.
Yes.
Do you think that it could, fuel the agitations we have witnessed over time?
Well, one thing you should understand is that in Nigeria, just like politicians, they all have their followers. And once anything happens, your followers will definitely come out to talk and to do certain things. But there are certain things you don't need to continue doing. The politicians will tell you that they are giving, when they have issues within themselves, they will tell you they are trying to apply political solution to it. So they should also look for a solution to this.
What kind of solution can you suggest?
No. You see, let me, in the first place now, I am not in the domain of the federal government.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't know what is in their mind. But the most important thing now,
from the point of view of someone who is seeing things, You are feeling what the people are feeling from that region, and you can analyze issues.
Yes.
Now, that is why I'm saying perhaps we could make suggestions.
Like I have said one. And one of the suggestions is that I suggest that the court should give his trial accelerated hearing. Yeah. So that it will come and go immediately. Do you understand it? So because the more you delay matters, the more, how do I put it, influence and other things will begin to rise and begin to come in. You understand? So the best thing is it because we're in Nigeria, we talk about our legal system delaying cases and all the rest. If it's in other countries, you saw what happened in the case of Ibori. When he went over there, how long did his case take? But here you see cases staying 5 years, 10 years, and still in court. For what? Is it supposed to be so? And when we say that justice delayed is justice denied. So that is the angle we're looking at it. So as it is simplicity now, we must be very, very careful. And again, you see, because of what's happened and the way the whole team played, Nigerians are being skeptical the way the whole thing played up, because I expect the government by now to have come out to issue a statement on exactly how certain things played or how he was arrested, because it is an issue. Because if the government can come out and say something happened this way, and the people you say that did this have denied it, what impression are you creating to the public? And again, we should also be mindful that this period, the searchlight is on Nigeria. The whole country, both Amnesty International and all the rest, the searchlight is on Nigeria.
Absolutely, they have been speaking, and the UK is seeking clarification from Nigeria, the federal government, and they are also looking to provide him consular assistance. Now, with this development now, do you think this could put a spin to the case?
No, I don't think so. But remember that UK has the right to do such thing, because remember he's a British citizen. Yes. You understand the thing? Ordinarily, and I think he was on transit from Britain or from UK before this thing happened. So ordinarily, their interests must be there. But you see, we are dealing with countries that value their citizens, not like Nigeria that we don't value ourselves. But that's the truth. But yeah, it's a fact. What do you know how many Nigerians that are being incarcerated?
But we have seen the government go all out to ensure that certain persons are repatriated.
Out of harm.
Goes out to ensure that issues are resolved.
Out of how
when
many? Out of millions, you get one or two, and some of those things, those ones are political.
But we can't rule out the fact that the Nigerian government has made effort. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there because I think that would be a topic for another day. But I am telling you, as an insider, that is what I do. That is where I belong. So when we say government is doing this, government is doing that, my dear, let's tell ourselves the truth. Well, you are a journalist. You can take a trip or make calls. You discover how many Nigerians have been incarcerated in foreign lands. So let's leave that one. But what we are saying is that the UK government, I think they are being responsive because they feel he is their citizen. And that is the normal thing to do. But at this point in time, I think what we should be talking about now is the issue, or how would the government conduct the trial in order to expedite the trial. And remember that it was not even only the person that was being tried before now. And if you see what transpired in the court, or what the media have been saying, one of the allegations now is that he jumped bail.
Yes. That's what
yes.
Because, and he said he had to run to save his life.
But of course we knew.
But does that mean that he should jump bail? Is that the way to go about this kind of thing?
When we're talking about jumping bail, we must be mindful of certain things.
Right.
This is somebody who was on bail, who provided a reliable surety. The court, in its wisdom, gave conditions for bail. If you feel the Constitution, bringing up a reliable surety who is a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a distinguished senator. Now, what played out? Remember before the operation, I think You see, Python dance or whatever they call it. This man has few days to appear in court before that invention.
Yeah.
So it's only a tree that will be told it will be cut off and it will remain. So what do you expect? So as far as I'm concerned, that was where the federal government got it wrong at that period. If actually the federal government is aware of that operation.
Is it possible the government
well, what do you want me to say? Because within that period and since that thing happened, the federal government has not come out to issue any statement on that. So that is the issue. And that was why, if you remember, we saw it in the media, the man took time to explain to the court, well, I have to take my leave or look for a way to escape. Is it not somebody that is alive that will come and face charges?
Absolutely.
Fine. You must be alive. And remember, the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution as amended, simpliciter provides that an accused person, no matter how grave the accusation could be, is presumed innocent until proven guilty. By what? A court of competent jurisdiction,
yeah.
Not by the executive or by the police or by whoever that arrested you, but by a court of competent jurisdiction. That is telling you, that takes us back to the issue of separation of power. Every arm, you should allow them to do their own job. You cannot be a judge in your own court.
Right.
That is the truth. So when you begin to look at some of this, you see, the law in his wisdom, Montesquieu provided for the a principle of separation of power. And in the minds of Montesquieu, as at the time this principle was made, there were certain things they were initiating that if you do not do such things, there will be tyranny. Like I said on this platform last time, knowing the fact that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, some of these guiding principles has to come in order to guide certain things.
So, quickly, you mentioned something earlier which has to do with he should be given fair hearing, fair trial, and all of it. From the precedents that we have seen with regards to this case, are you confident that he will get that?
Well, yes, I am now because of why. That's why I say, because it's no longer an issue of maybe a Nigerian affair. You can now see that the British government has waded in. So the whole country, the searchlight is on Nigeria to know how this thing is going to play out. So we must be very, very careful and trained carefully with this. And again, it will also be a case study for our judiciary. Yes.
How so?
Yes. Because everybody is watching. Experts are watching. We are all watching. It will also be a case study for our judiciary. And remember that in the principle of law, we're not in court actually, but in the principle of court.
No, we need to hear
in the
it.
principle of court, you see, that's one thing you must understand. As a prosecution, you must prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. And you don't just prove your case by word of mouth.
Evidence.
There must be facts. Evidence. Credible what? Evidence.
So a lot of you are waiting to see the credible evidence government will put before the courts concerning this case.
Well, remember that it's vice versa. Because when somebody is charged to courts, there is a two-way traffic thing. Because when the prosecution must have presented or tabled their own evidence, you have to put up a defense by also putting up your own evidence in order to water down the other one. So vis-a-vis the two legal battle. In fact, we're going to see a very legal battle here. But that's what we are saying. Most lawyers like us are only consigned to the fact that you see, when we talk about fair trial and fair hearing, we are mainly trying to let people know that the issue of intimidation and all the rest should not come in.
Right.
Because once there is any form of intimidation, either to the defense counsel, to the person or certain things, you will now see that the trial is no longer fair. And that is where many people will raise concern. And I believe that is where the international community is also watching to see what to play. I thank God for the media today. At least it's going to be a live thing. once the case is going on, I think the media will carry it openly.
All right, let's leave the conversation here now. Human rights lawyer Justice Uhuegbu, thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you.